Welcome to my channel. Please enjoy the video. What is going on, my tea sippers? Y'all get in here and get this tea. Okay, guys, so first I would like to start this commentary off by letting you guys know some things that people were probably aware of and probably not so much aware of. Now, guys, remember when R. Kelly had the trial back in 2008 in Chicago and he was going down for the tape? Guys, do you guys remember Barry Hankerson ever coming out saying that he wanted to stream Aaliyah's music? That was the first thing that Barry came out. He's been very vocal about the return of those background record catalogs along with Aaliyah's music. Okay, and he began speaking with different outlets such as Ricky Smiley, Dr. Oz. But guys, if you notice, Barry Hankerson never came out when R. Kelly was indicted on that tape with Rashonda Landfair, because like I said, guys, Barry Hankerson was acting like he was supporting R. Kelly the whole time to not be found out. He was still in touch with Barry Hankerson. Like I told you guys, and like my subscribers said on some of my videos, Barry Hankerson continued to work with R. Kelly even after the passing of Aaliyah. Guys, the information was already in the atmosphere about Aaliyah. Okay, Aaliyah was not brought up in the first trial. But I'm trying to tell you guys, Barry Hankerson stuck around. He stuck around long enough to get the rest of those tapes. He stuck around so he wouldn't be found out by R. Kelly. Now, Barry Hankerson knows R. Kelly was going through this racketeering trial. He sat in jail for 2.5 years. Barry Hankerson knows R. Kelly is going down this time. If you guys notice the difference between the first trial that he was acquitted of by paying the family off, and you notice this trial was a racketeering trial in New York. After R. Kelly is found guilty, Barry Hankerson comes out, and what is the first thing Barry Hankerson does, guys? He never came out saying he was outraged over Aaliyah and R. Kelly's situation, which he knew about it. But now that the court mentioned Aaliyah and R. Kelly got convicted on the bribery, and of course his character shows that he is in fact a pedophile, okay? And he slept with Aaliyah and took advantage of Aaliyah when she was underage. But Barry Hankerson comes out when he knows that R. Kelly is found guilty, and he starts saying that they didn't need a trial. There wouldn't have been a trial had he known. Guys, I already proved to you on the other video that R. Kelly's relationship with Aaliyah, Barry Hankerson and his family, including Diane Haughton and Michael, they all had firsthand knowledge of this. Now, Barry Hankerson is not only went on the Dr. Oz show and threw his sister under the bus, he did another interview. He claims that he was very upset. He had to really consider what his actions were going to be. And he told this to the morning show. And he said, I really found out I wasn't a hardcore criminal. I couldn't kill nobody. But you tried to put that bomb in your ex's car, Barry Hankerson. And you said you were going to blow it up when she started that vehicle. When she started the engine, boom, boom. So he instead went to a Muslim, Mr. Louis Farrakhan, and asked him to pray about it, guys. We already know this. And we already know that this was not this year. It wasn't none of these years. It was way back, way before that trial started in 2008. That Barry Hankerson claims that he went to Louis Farrakhan, but he didn't say when he went to Louis Farrakhan, guys. We made that perfectly clear. We added the timeline. Okay? And like he said, he's a Muslim. So he went to Louis Farrakhan about this, and they prayed about it and resolved themselves to let God handle it. Okay? He said, ain't no sense in 2 lives getting destroyed. Now, Barry Hankerson, you know that's a goddamn lie. Because Louis Farrakhan outed your ass. You didn't say ain't no sense in letting 2 lives get destroyed. Now, just to prove, guys, that furtherly Barry Hankerson is in fact a liar. Remember he said that? Ain't no sense in 2 lives getting destroyed, but you told Louis Farrakhan that you were going to get rid of R. Kelly. Now, Barry Hankerson comes out, guys, and said that he was debating the murder of R. Kelly over the allegations. So Do you guys see how Barry Hankerson's story constantly changes like Demetrius Smith? He says one thing and says something else. Barry Hankerson is not to be trusted, guys. He's not to be trusted. Now, the dad, John Eastman, in Spokane, Washington, found out that his daughter's boyfriend, he was 19 years old, took his daughter into sex trafficking back in October of 2020. Just a shy month of October, Mr. John Eastman went and took that young man. I found out he was 19 years old, and he did what he needed to do. He didn't go on YouTube and make a video saying, oh, I'm going to kill this kid, or I'm going to do this to him. He hurt my child. He took my daughter. He did what he needed to do. Guys, I am not saying that violence is the answer. However, every parent has their own thinking of what they would do if any adult took advantage of their child in a sexual manner, okay? But he's a dad. But Aaliyah was Diane's daughter, which was Barry Hankerson's niece, okay? Uncles love their nieces. They should, okay? And the fact that he introduced this man to his niece should have proved or should have showed that he loves his niece and only wanted the best for her. It seems like Barry Hankerson only wanted the best for his goddamn pockets. Because every artist that Barry Hankerson has been involved with, and I mean every artist, to Tony Braxton, Timberland, JoJo, and so many more, Barry Hankerson has screwed them over in some type of way about money. It's always seemed that Barry Hankerson is always brought up when it comes to his artists and money. So guys, it's just my opinion. Barry Hankerson sold Aaliyah to R. Kelly. This is how I'm looking at this situation. And Barry Hankerson just turned the blind eye, played ostrich just like Diane Haughton. He didn't care. He only cared about Aaliyah's money and what he was gonna gain from it. Now guys, there was a rumor that Aaliyah planned on leaving Blackground Records. And this made Barry Hankerson a little frustrated in my opinion. Because it seems when she made that announcement, that's when all of these things took place with this plane crash and this accident. People calling Aaliyah, giving her misinformation to make her get on the plane. Mary J. Blige bringing up and saying that murder. Yes, Mary J. Blige said Aaliyah was murdered, guys. We have to pay attention to what people are saying in Hollywood. Some people come out and speak against Hollywood and we're not even paying attention. But guys, what I'm trying, the case that I'm trying to claim in the situation is that now Barry Hankerson comes out after R. Kelly finally got a conviction. He did not come out in 2008 because he didn't know the outcome. However, he was furious because he sat along R. Kelly's side and pretended to support him. After R. Kelly was found not guilty, like I said, guys, Barry Hankerson knows a lot and he holds a lot of secrets. But you know, the person that holds the even more greater secrets is the person who refuses to come out. And I really think that was a soft move that Diane played, coming out, writing a statement, putting it on Instagram that Javante Cunningham. Guys, Diane never met with the outlet. She never sat down and said that R. Kelly never did this to her daughter. She wrote that statement and she put it out on Instagram. That is not good enough for us, Diane. You never came out and spoke your truth about you being Aaliyah's mother and protecting her. You wrote it down. And so guess what? Like they said, it's not even really what we say, it's what you put in writing. So Diane took it upon herself, guys, to put that lie in writing. Because guess what? She still has not even came forward after her own blood brother threw her under the goddamn bus. See, Barry Hankerson wants to put all the blame on Diane and not giving her a penny for Aaliyah's success. She asked him, guys, not to put out Aaliyah's music. And whatever Diane's reasoning for that was, that's on her because that's her daughter. Guys, do you remember back then when MTV brought out the marriage certificate? Where was Diane saying that this wasn't true? Where was Barry Hankerson? Was Barry Hankerson going on Dr. Oz and the Ricky Smiley show then? Was he coming out on outlets saying he was outraged when he found out? Yeah, he was probably outraged when he supposedly found out that R. Kelly married Aaliyah. R. Kelly and Aaliyah did that interview when they had on matching outfits. Where was Barry Hankerson's ass then? When the marriage certificate was released to the public, where was Barry Hankerson's outrage? Now guys, check this out. It seems that the date that Minister Farrakhan met with R. Kelly, it was in 2018. I want you guys to pay attention to those dates. Minister Farrakhan met with R. Kelly in 2018. So what happened in 2017, in 2016, in 2015? Barry Hankerson met with Louis Farrakhan before he met with R. Kelly. Now, Barry Hankerson, when you came out, you said that you were oblivious to what was going on with R. Kelly and your niece. You had no idea. Guys, I'm going to wake you up on some more information. Barry Hankerson came out and said he was oblivious. He didn't know what was going on. The other family members knew what was going on. So Barry Hankerson, if you didn't know what was going on, you shouldn't know all of the details about what you're alleging or what you're stating that Diane knew more. So if this was just a shock and a surprise to you, how do you know how much your sister knew? That's for one, guys. And when Barry Hankerson said in these exact words, guys, to the outlet, didn't have a clue. Instead of saying, I didn't know that was going on. I didn't have a clue. When a person doesn't put I in a statement that they making, you know they lying. Who the fuck just says didn't have a clue? And this is really big, guys. What happened between R. Kelly is huge, okay? Because she was underage and Barry knew that. So after he says didn't have a clue, completely ignorant to it. He didn't say I was completely ignorant to it. He's lying, guys. Look at the bold print. You can pull this up on Google. He said didn't have a clue, completely ignorant to it. Guys, always remember, you learned on Sweet Tea TV, when a person is making a statement about something and they don't put I in it, they're lying. Now, Barry turns around and he says he admitted that there were other family members of his that knew what was going on. So do you really think that the family members knew what was going on and nobody brought this to Barry? Why would that be that way? The family members would have been the first person to tell Barry Hankerson what was going on. Barry knew, guys. He let R. Kelly sing a little cute Aaliyah's Got That Vibe and a goddamn adult song. Barry Hankerson even heard the song that Aaliyah was singing, telling R. Kelly, do you want to eat, baby, in the remix, okay? But then he says that the family members knew what was going on. And then he says, I think my sister knew a whole lot more. Now you claim that you and Diane don't even have a relationship. You and Diane haven't spoken since Aaliyah's passing. You guys have no contact. So how can you come out and make a statement saying that you think that Diane knew a whole lot more, okay, than you thought she knew? Oh, but Barry, you just said that the family members knew what was going on, and then you said you thought that Diane knew a whole lot more than you thought she knew. See, y'all, Barry Hankerson is a liar. So, everybody's blasting Barry Hankerson because we are not dumb. So, guys, according to several web pages, I've been looking this shit up. These web pages were dedicated to Aaliyah's memory. She preferred to wear silver over gold, is what I found out. And she owned a silver Tasmanian devil necklace, which she claimed she wore every day. But I have yet to find a picture of her wearing it. So I'm guessing this must be from her earliest interviews, probably. But could somebody please, if you can find a photo of that necklace, please send it to me. And some other information that I got, guys, sadly, okay, and this is all alleged. They're saying that Barry Hankerson repeatedly was molesting Aaliyah throughout her childhood. Okay? So because of what Barry Hankerson all of a sudden is coming out saying in 2021 and did not say in 2008 because R. Kelly was acquitted of those charges after Barry Hankerson allegedly turned in that tape. I'd like to write this off as a malicious attack on someone's character, but we see that Barry Hankerson clearly showed who he really is and what this is about, and he's hiding information that he knew about and saying that he didn't know it. Now, for all my new viewers, if you didn't know the information, Aaliyah stated in her last interview with Vibe magazine that her mother confessed she detected something very sexual about her even as a child. See, Mrs. Diane Haughton is a graduate of Spelman College, and that is a very prestigious college. So it's safe to assume that she's an intelligent woman who chooses her words very carefully, which makes her confession all the more somewhat troublesome. I mean, I don't doubt her love for her daughter, like I said, guys, but I think it's very inappropriate to think and say if she could see that in Aaliyah. Okay, then why let her into an entire business filled with predators? Why, Diane? We need you to answer these questions, girlfriend. Plus, Aaliyah's image was generated by her family and those within her family camp. I want you to really pay attention to that statement I just made, guys. Although it does not sound like the ideal circumstance. However, it could make you question any perverse ulterior motives, especially when you consider that fact. Plus, on top of all of this, Barry introduced his then 13-year-old niece to R. Kelly, and he was also managing R. Kelly. So please don't tell me that Barry Hankerson was very unaware of R. Kelly's pedophile ways. There has been countless stories of R. Kelly picking up teenage girls in fast food restaurants, having them ushered backstage at his concerts, and you guys know the rest. By Barry Hankerson being R. Kelly's manager, he had to have first-hand knowledge of R. Kelly's deplorable activities and how he carried himself when it came to young girls. Okay? Barry knew, guys. I'm so tired of this. I just can't stand the fact that Barry is coming out continuing to lie. But you guys see, once again, he didn't never come out saying that he was angry when he learned about what happened to Aaliyah, what R. Kelly was doing to her. Instead, he came out trying to stream her music and make some money, quick money for his pockets. So, guys, you cannot rule out molestation as a possibility, okay? And this is alleged because that same man let his niece work and lived unsupervised with a man nearly twice her age. By the way, of all this took place after R. Kelly name dropped her in that song and all those sexual songs and sexual innuendos. Little cute Aaliyah's got that vibe. Go and look at the album, guys. You can pull it up on Google. You can see that Barry Hankerson's name is attached to that song. Another crucial piece of information, guys, that I discovered upon digging is that Aaliyah planned to leave Blackground Records for her boyfriend's then Dame Dash's Rockefeller record label. And guys, there is another puppet sitting behind the curtain, and he needs to be dragged as well, because he's been doing the same thing that Diane Haughton, Barry Hankerson, and other members of Aaliyah's family has been doing for several decades, it seems. Wait a damn minute. Lenny Kravitz offered Aaliyah his jet, but Hype turned around and took it instead? Wait a minute, how big was the jet, and why didn't Hype even offer to take her with him in that jet, guys? See, it makes sense why Hype has been so quiet about Aaliyah all these years. Guys, this is bigger than what we think, and this is bigger than what we know. Baby, Dame has spilled the tea. Stay tuned for another video on this topic, guys, and I'd like to thank you for watching.